I'm Jenna Smachek, and I'm a senior Girl Scout in Troop 6170 of Ripon. I am working towards my Girl Scout Gold Award, which is the highest award a Girl Scout can earn. For my project, I decided to do something that means a lot to me, and I wanted to do something for my community as well. For my project, I chose to get a new flagpole for the Princeton Public School because it was in need of being replaced.
It's an exciting day because the flagpole that I've been working towards finally came in. So what I've been doing is I've been getting working hours so that it can be replaced, because as you can see, this one's like old and it's just in need of replacement. So I thought for a Girl Scout Gold Award that it would be a nice thing to get a new flagpole. So I've been working, I think total I have over 200 hours on this project with calling the flag company and working the hours to get the money and going around and talking to people and working with my Girl Scout leaders, and I'm very appreciative of everything and everyone that's been helping me throughout this project.
For the remaining portion of my Girl Scout Gold Award project, I chose to create a video all about patriotism. In this video, I will talk about what patriotism is, why it is important, and I will incorporate a section about flag etiquette in another video. For a part of this video project, I wanted the perspective from veterans, so I interviewed a few local veterans that have been helping me throughout my project.
What is patriotism? The definition of patriotism means a love of a country and willingness to sacrifice for it. If you are full of patriotism, you're full of love for your country. Patriotism is associated with serving your country and waving the flag. During President Barack Obama's presidential campaign in 2008, he delivered a speech titled "The America We Love," which reflects the meaning of patriotism. A quote from the speech is, "Precisely because our ideals constantly demand more from us, patriotism can never be defined as loyalty to any particular leader or government or policy. When our laws, our leaders, or our government are out of alignment with our ideals, then the dissent of ordinary Americans may prove to be one of the truest expressions of patriotism." I think that speech described how the meaning of patriotism is not being loyal to any leader or government. Being an American and showing the love for the freedom of our country shows patriotism. For a section of my project, I had also interviewed local veterans, asking them about patriotism and asking them why it is so important.
And then, what are some ways that you show patriotism? Just in general.
Well, in general, I think respecting the flag, Pledge of Allegiance, national anthem, I just think that's the minimum that we can do. Then I think also when your country needs you, I think the patriotic thing to do is to do what you can. Now, not everybody can go to a war zone, but there are other things they can do. There's all kinds of very good things. You think of the people who stayed home, who helped the war effort, World War II or Vietnam. A lot of, especially in World War II and some in Vietnam, a lot of people got out of their comfort zone to go help build tanks or bombs or something. And a lot of people did that. It was way out of their comfort zone, but it was their patriotic thing they could do.
And then, why do you think patriotism, you kind of already stated this, but why do you think patriotism is just so important?
Well, I guess for one thing, it's our country. I mean, I think we should love our country. We don't have to always respect the leaders, but we should love our country. And therefore we should show patriotism to the flag and to our country. Do I always agree with the politicians who are leading? Absolutely not. But that's part of being an American. We're free to disagree on certain things, but we still all, I guess respect the flag. It really bothers me if people burn it and other things. That's just not right.
No, it's right.
If I hear things, patriotism, and there is a memorial service or on Memorial Day or at a funeral and there's a military honor guard, if you just have experienced something like that, then I feel good about being able to participate, to actually do something to show my patriotism. It's good to see young people when we go to school, young people, you know, singing and waving the flag. Makes you feel really good.
And when you talk about patriotism, do you have a certain memory that comes to mind, or?
For me personally, I think the thing that I think about when I think about patriotism is the fact that I just could not go to Canada, even though I had a scholarship to go to graduate school. I just couldn't do it. For me, that was a real easy decision because I was just, maybe at that age I didn't call it patriotism, but just my upbringing, there was just no way I was going to run away from my duty. I thought it was my duty to go.
When you hear patriotism, what does it mean to you?
What does it mean to me?
Yeah, patriotism.
Well, I think I'm kind of like a living part of patriotism, where I figured out my country a few years of my life, and when I got out of high school, I knew I was going to probably, be in the service. So when I enlisted, I figured this country was worth defending. That's why I did what I did.
So that's kind of how you showed patriotism?
Yeah.
Why do you think patriotism is so important?
Why do I think it's very important? Because I'll tell you what, I think this country, it's worth defending, and the way I feel about it is somebody has to do it, and I guess since I live here, that was part of my legacy growing up.
Just about patriotism, what does it mean to you?
Well, it means you're saving the country and you're helping people out that can't do it. Making a home for them. That's what.
Okay. How do you show patriotism, like in today?
Well, like today?
Yeah.
Well, I used to try to do my thing, but I'm getting a little old for that now.
No.
But I help out as much as I can.
Awesome. Cool. When you, why do you think patriotism is so important?
Well, you wouldn't have a country or friends
Right.
if you didn't. And I think it's great that the people in this country help one another. And if you watch the TV, you'll see in different countries, they don't do what we do. And our country, the people get off, if somebody's down and out, they get in there and help. That's about it.
When you hear the word patriotism, how does it make you feel?
The what?
When you hear the word patriotism?
Well, just the word, as far as I'm concerned,
Yeah.
at my age. But at, say, your age, I would say you look forward to it and be it.
Yeah. Awesome. When you think or you talk about patriotism, do you have a certain memory that comes to mind, or not really?
Well, the only thing I got that comes to my mind is that I helped save the country, and I helped save guys that went down the ships with me, and we got them in the lifeboats, and away we went. We all became safe, and that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
I would like to see people, or in schools like you, teach other ones when they get older what it's all about, and that's helping people and helping the seniors for one thing, because they're looking for help. And a lot of seniors are alone, like me, but I can still help myself, but a lot of them can't. And it'd be nice if you children can look into it and help them.
Cool.
And when you hear the word patriotism, or you hear it being talked about, what does patriotism really mean to you?
Patriotism, to me, I guess, is best described as severe pride in your country, in the people who defend our country, our way of living, and that patriotism is pride in our country, in my opinion.
How do you show your patriotism?
I guess by serving as, a commander here. Our goal here is we help veterans families, and we're a good community member, of the community. We donate rather large sum of money, I guess, in comparison to nonprofit organizations. And we're always there to help anybody that we can in need.
Why do you think patriotism is so important?
If you don't have patriotism, you don't have appreciation of our lifestyle, our way of living, and if you don't show it, you don't have enough people that show it, suddenly there's nobody to defend it, and suddenly it is in danger. I mean, our freedoms that we enjoy here in this country, I think, are pretty much unmatched in the world today.
When you hear patriotism, how does it make you feel?
Swells up my red heart.
Mm-hmm.
I think patriotism is something that we are taught of. We're taught patriotism as a young person, based on, normally it's based on your father's experience, and your mother's. And I think patriotism through the school years are taught, it's nourished in that. And then I think there's a drop-off in patriotism. I don't think patriotism comes back or evolves until a person is a little older in life, probably in your 40s, 50s, where then you become more appreciative of what you have and what others have, defended for you. And then, then patriotism flourishes, I think.
As many of these men described, patriotism is the focus of loving our country. Some ways that citizens of the United States can show patriotism is always willing to do anything for your country if you were needed. Also, the Pledge of Allegiance and the National Anthem should be taken very seriously, as they are only a few moments that we are fully focused on what people have given for this country. Also, another way to show patriotism is by always respecting the flag. I believe respecting the flag means so much to this country. The flag represents freedom, what so many have died for. As Americans, please show these veterans and all veterans who have fought for the freedoms of our country the respect they deserve. Show your patriotism and respect for our country by saluting the flag during the National Anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, and God bless America.